Carjacking. Carjacking is a big problem in California, primarily because you have so many cars and you have a lot of people committing crimes. So carjacking is basically a lot like robbery, but it's for a car. So a carjacking means you used force or fear to take somebody's car from them while they were in immediate possession of it, with the intent to deprive them of it permanently. So it's not like you're parking it for them. I actually had a case when I was a DA where two homeboys stole a car that was parked. They were driving. They then got carjacked by a rival gang about a quarter of a mile down the road. So it wasn't their car. They had just stolen it. But then guys came up with a gun, said, "Get out of your car," and took the car. So that's a carjacking. You don't have to be the owner. You don't even have to be the driver. If you're a passenger in a car and someone comes up and through force or fear makes you get out of that car and they drive off, that's a carjacking. Carjacking, serious business. Again, you're talking felony, automatic state prison, up to 9 years. It's a strike. And so it's very serious charges. The defenses for carjacking, first, as in any case, no matter what it is, you always look to see if there's any issue of ID. If there is any issue of ID, even if it's this small, you try to drive a bulldozer through it and make it as big as possible. You get into cross-racial ID, you get into the time of the day, the lighting, the circumstance, whether any of the clothes description is different than when the officers detain. So ID you always look for. Also, whether force or fear was really used, right? If you go up to somebody and say, "Get out of your car, I'm about to take it," that may not be force or fear. Now, if you have a gun in your hand, obviously that's different. If you grab the person and it becomes physical, that's different. But you have to look at whether there was reasonable fear, whether the victim was in reasonable fear from force or fear. So those are usually the main defenses. Because all a carjacking takes is the officers finding somebody in a car that doesn't belong to them and one witness saying, "Yeah, I was in the car and these guys came and jacked me." So just like in any other case, you then really look at whether the testimony of one person is going to be sufficient beyond a reasonable doubt.